You came to the right place.
Sorry, I just realized my microphone was muted. Let me start all over. So it's just me right now. Hopefully Cam's going to be able to pop in because about 20 minutes ago he called me and they had a really bad thunderstorm and lightning hit around the area and their power cut out. So he's kind of hanging loose there, hoping that he's going to be able to pop in. Yeah, yeah, Susan. Well, you guys know by now. I had my mic on mute a few minutes ago, and y'all should be able to hear me now. Looks like we got about 3 people online right. No, we got up to 5 now. Cam and I have been. I hope he joins in because he was really excited about doing this at midnight. He got up at 6 in the morning and everything, and to get ready, and he's so disappointed. But anyway, we've been doing these at different time zones because we want to be able to cover all different time zones, and so we've been doing them at different times here. And so today we're hoping we catch the majority of the U.S., but then also too in the U.K. they're getting this at 5 in the morning, and a lot of people in the UK wake up at pretty early. So but anyway, it's just a test. We were to talk some stuff, and anybody in a minute, I'm going to post the phone numbers. If anybody wants to call in, we've got all that stuff worked out. It's fun, and we discovered a few other things that I'm able to do. I had bought a new mixing board it's a mixing board for playing out and also for recording, but it's a really new one that's made for streaming. Hey, Gary from Florida and Long Island. Here, hold on a second. I'm going to cough. I just hope I'm not catching something. But we've been having an issue trying to get everything settled for our radio show live that we do, the Concert Corner. And what was happening was Cam was not able to hear what was being played. He could talk, but with the system we have here, not only does he tie in beautifully, we can take phone calls, but the music that we're playing kicks back into what we stream with. So hopefully everything will work out. We get back to the live shows, and we're going to scatter those too at different times. Cam and I are really excited about doing a lot of different lives, and Rich is going to pop in when he can. His schedule isn't so much free as ours. So with his home situation, he helps his mom quite a bit. So there's sometimes when he can't do it. But in the next couple of weeks, he's going to be freed up more, and hopefully, he'll be able to get in with us because we really want to get him on these lives too. It's fun. Now, real quick, some news came out today, and I just want to make mention. We lost Week Martindale, real close friend of Elvis's in Memphis. They were really close then. If some of you don't remember or weren't able. Well, that's a trait in my background. Don't remember, or if you remember that I ran a series called the Elvis Presley Story that was created in 1971, and it's the actual 13 episode was a one episode that was updated. And he did that whole series. I remember running home from school to listen to it. So anyway, it's a big loss to Wink Martindale. And December 4th, 1933, he was 2 years older than Elvis. Or actually, that would have made him, that's 30, December 34, a little more than a year. Elvis was a little more, or he was a little, whatever. I can't do the math here. And yet maybe not quite, a little over a year. I don't even know why I'm even bothering. So Sunday, we're going to do a little tribute section. We're going to have a show on Sunday. It's going to be kind of abbreviated, unless we got something really going with it. But it's it's a holiday, Easter, obviously, and we were thinking about running just about an hour show, do a little tribute to Wink Martindale, and then let me get rid of that so I can see the, the text. Come on, say bye bye, Wink. Okay, so thank you, Susan. Yeah, I'm going to put it back up again. Hello, Den for you. Oh, cool. There's Brenda. They're glad to have you back again. Anyway, we're going to do a little tribute to Wink. We'll probably do a quick trivia, and then we're going to get into some more of the book for Sunday. And the other day I mentioned, I know we've got it's great conversation we've been having with I need to take that off for a minute. It's been some great conversation with the book. I mean, we trail off, we digress quite a bit, but it's fun, and I hope you all enjoy it. Now we're working on some other features with the book reviews to do some ones in the middle of the week and review some smaller books. But we also talked about the book that's coming out by Peter 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐞𝐿, about the Colonel. So what I thought about doing, I'm pulling these out so everybody can see what I've got here. I'm gonna do a posting so that I got so much crap up here. So that everybody knows what books I'm going to talk about, and some of them are out of print, so they're hard to get. But then some of them are still available. So if anybody wants to read them before, we're going to do a discussion of the Colonel before the review of the book, and it's going to be an interesting conversation. But this book I have, Todd Slaughter just put it out this month. Keep my mail in there. Y'all see that? It's Elvis, the Colonel, and Me by Todd Slaughter. And he was involved with the Colonel. And then this book, Elvis and the Colonel, by 𝐉𝐶𝐿𝐼 with Mick Farron. Never heard of them, but I've read this book a couple of times. It's quite interesting. Whether I believe everything in there, once again, I keep harping on that I'm a big fan of Peter 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐞, and I accept his writings. Hold on one second. Alexa, turn on nighttime.
Okay.
How's that? That's more of a midnight look, isn't it? I can't read the book now. But anyway, that's that's by 𝐉𝐶𝐿𝐼. It's a really good book. And if you don't have it, you just don't go out and buy it just because of this, because I'm going to talk about it, but it's going to give topics for everybody to talk about. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have read the book, but I'm going to highlight things that I saw in the book. This book right here, Colonel Tom Parker, The Curious Life of Elvis Presley's Eccentric Manager. This is what Sony and Baz Luhrmann, I know I've talked about this before, they purchased the rights to this book. So a lot of the Colonel's character in that movie was kind of loosely based on this. Now, there's a lot of stuff in this book that wasn't put in the movie, which I'm really kind of glad of, because if you can see, I've got this book I do this with everything. I mark up all my books. The only ones I don't mark up are the signed copies, which I don't have a whole lot of. Let me see. Let me catch up on some comments here. Who we got here? Of course, we got Olga. Thank you much, Olga. I got a picture of her to share with y'all. She bought one of our shirts. Susan, glad you made it. I'm hoping he's going to pop in. He was so disappointed. He called me. I got some bad news. I thought he was crying, but he was frustrated. He was really mad because you all know about the electricity situation out there, and he just gets really frustrated when he's right in the middle of something. Yeah, I'm way behind, aren't I? Gary Lanswell, Florida, and Rich, who's one of our partners here with this group, he lives down in Florida, but he's from New York. I don't know what part of New York. So we got the we get, what do you call them? The migration? No, I think they moved down there when his mother retired. I actually I shouldn't say. I don't even know. Valerie's here. Cool, Brenda. Thank you so much. Um, Lori, feel sad. I don't realize he was only 2 years older. Yeah, he did for you, Susan. This series was real good. It is a good series. It's fun, and I still keep meaning to make videos of each episode and put them up on my channel. And I need to do that. It's going to be real simple. I just put them up. So we'll get that. And I've also got, how many people out there remember Paul Harvey? Let me know before I talk about what I'm going to talk about. Well, we got some nice activity. Lots of hellos. And for you, we'll be buying my shirt this week. Oh, cool. 𝐿𝐵𝐞𝐞𝐼𝐞𝐥𝐿 so. Cool. Now we're Rich and I are also taking a look into another source for some of our merchandise. We want to try to see if we can get things delivered a little bit quicker. It's kind of back and forth. Some get them real quick, some don't, and we're trying to figure out why. Everybody gets it. Everybody's pretty much been getting the items. I know there's still one item that needs to be delivered, but they're high quality. I mean, that's the one thing that we like, and it's really hard to find high quality stuff. Brenda, I listened to Paul Harvey on a regular basis back in the day. Yep, me too. We had that. He had that one little series where and now the rest of the story, like 2-3 minute versions. He'll say, and we'll be right back for the rest of the story. Pretty cool. Paul Harvey, yes, my hubby used to listen. So what I've got is Paul Harvey did about, I think I've got 7 or 8 different episodes about Elvis. And there's original versions that were put out. And, the details of the stories don't really hold true on a few things as far as taking, liberty on creative liberty. But it's a great little story. Paul Harvey's voice is awesome. I have got a frog. I should drink my coffee. So I'm going to put those up too. Those are something else that's coming up. But one of the things I wanted to bring up, and it's not a topic of conversation that I usually. My mom had it on a transistor radio, listened every day. He was great. He was really great. You guys will enjoy the stories. So I've got a little slideshow here, just some pictures. We can have an open discussion about some of them. One of them we're going to get into a discussion more than likely, because it's not a topic I really put on here, but this is something that's going to be interesting, and I kind of want to get your guys' opinion about this. So let's see, WhatsApp. Let me get rid of that for a second. So first of all, there's our Olga wearing our shirt she just got. She's at work with it, and looks great. What's she say? Love my Blue Moon Radio T streaming Elvis music 24/7. Yeah, that's a great shot. Thanks, Olga. I love it. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm sure a lot of people have heard this, and I'll hide my ugly ass face. All right, so here it is. This is kind of pushed me over a little on the edge, because as everybody knows, I try to stay neutral. Though, my view of her leans a little bit more to the negative than the positive. So, Priscilla's book is coming out in September. Surprise, surprise! It's coming out right after Peter Gronick's book. Comes out right after Elvis Week. Softly as I Leave You. A song title of one of Elvis's songs. Standing in front of Graceland. So, my question to you all is, I will probably get this book and read it. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this channel, but unless you guys want to, because the reason why is it kind of gets into the, it'll get into the hate end of it, or oh, y'all know what I mean. She's a very volatile topic, but I think it's important that we highlight the things that are negative and the aspect that we don't believe it. And what I want to know is, should I go ahead and have this as a topic in one of the book shows? What would you all be like to take a part in that and kind of be interested, or no? I'm mixed about it. I am going to get the book. I'm hoping I can find it in a bargain bin. It's not real. You can get a signed copy for $35, but I don't want a signed copy. I want a book that I can mark up like I do all the others, and it's the book is only 300 pages long, so I'll have it read in a night or two, depending on how tired I am. I'll have it read really quick, that's like this book right here. This book that I showed you earlier, and I gotta hide that for a second. This book that I mentioned earlier, it's less than 300 pages. Actually, it's just under 200 pages long. It's a very fast read. And then at the back of the book, it shows all of his discography and the movies and all that kind of stuff. Books. I'm sorry, the albums that he put out. So I'll read that in one night before we do that. Yeah, CCAT, sure, everything is fair game. Susan won't buy it either. I'll listen to the chat, but I won't buy it. Yeah, I don't want it. Be honest with you. My advice and suggestion, just for the sake of who it is, don't buy the book. Just listen. I'll take one for the team and buy the book, and we'll have a discussion about it. I'll highlight. We won't get in depth. Depends on the conversation. Cam and I were saying the other day, we just want to let it ride, So sometimes when I kind of got to bridle it in, move on. But anyway, that's what I'll do in September. I'll get the book. I'll pre-order it so that I can have it. I'm not going to get it on Kindle because I don't want it on my computer. It'd be like a virus to me. Probably should be discussed to see if there's anything we don't know. Yeah, that's why I want to do it. I have a gut feeling, and I could be wrong, that this is kind of an answer to Lisa Marie's book. That's just my feeling. Susan laughing out loud. Virus. Yeah. I went through. I got a program. We said this yesterday on the live chat. I got a program that goes through my computer and tells me how many duplicate copies I've got of anything. And most everything on my computer and my external drives are Elvis. 95%. That's all I do. That's all I do on this computer. And it showed me 335 gigabytes of extras of doubles. So I've been going through and cleaning those up. I don't know if anybody knows, but I got a new computer because the other one was failing. And it was great. It's got a huge 2 terabyte hard drive, so everything's so much faster and better. But I've got a lot of videos in there that I'm going to really start going through and putting on YouTube, or it's hard to play stuff on a live stream. But one day I'm going to try taking a movie, having everybody join in, and we'll just watch it, and I'll stop it every now and then. We'll just have a little conversation about what was funny, what you like about it. Because that might keep me from getting knocked off. And if I get knocked off 30, as soon as I stop the movie, they restart me, and we'll just move on. I will always be for Lisa Marie. Yep. Especially after that book. I agree. So that's that. And I put this up, and this is what it's the kind of like the little that what they put on there to just tell about the book. So the title and release date of Priscilla Presley's follow up to her Elvis and Me memoir were revealed. The 336-page book called Softly as I Leave You, Life After Elvis, a memoir, will be released as a paperback and signed hard copy edition. And I'm just going to get the paperback. The description, the long-awaited memoir of Priscilla Presley chronicling her difficulty, inspiring journey beyond the walls of Graceland and behind the elegant image the world sees. Yeah, the long-awaited. I've been waited with bated breath. And most people think that's alcoholic breath, but I'm just being stupid. Priscilla Presley's divorce from Elvis left his fans incredulous. How could she leave the man every woman wanted? I can't even read anymore. I want to have to read that book in stages. I'll finish it. From the outside, life in Elvis's mansion looked glamorous, and even the writing of the description just it's a clickbait. That's my answer. It's a clickbait answer. Oh, I gotta read all this. Let me fit that back in there. I gotta see all that. Let me move over here. So let me look at the commentary. Better title would be softly. I don't know if y'all saw that. Better title would be Softly as I Cleave You. Why does she have to say life after Elvis by saying that it shows it's not after Elvis? That's an interesting question. Why does she have to say life after Elvis by saying that it shows it's not after Elvis? That's a good point. Olga Ann, her truth. Just like her movie, she had to make her statement. She will no doubt downplay all that Lisa shared. I agree. I agree with Olga on this too. Her truth, and do I say that it's something that she 100% believes happened? I don't know. I do know that in the Pierce Morgan interview, she said some things that were not accurate in timelines. She made it sound like Lisa Marie was in L.A. when Elvis died, and we all know that she wasn't. And then she said who was it? She said had to tell her that her father had died. She was there, and the first person she called was, I think, what we all know is Linda Thompson. So anyway, yeah, she did have a lot of errors in it. I wonder what fresh hell she's going to bring in her book. That's the curiosity. I'm curious. I'm sorry. It's not. Well, I'm not going to apologize, and you guys know that. There's nothing to be sorry about. It's curiosity. I defend the legacy in the aspect of Elvis's legacy. I'm not going to sit here and then say you guys can't buy this book. You guys know what I'm referring to. It's just a topic. But like with the Elvis What's Happening, I'll never do a review or discuss that book or read it again. I've got it sitting there. It's the one I bought when it came out, and that's the only reason why I keep it. But I haven't read it since I read it. I read it probably 3 times when I first bought it. And what was that, 77? And I hated it, but I was young when he died. I was 19 when Elvis died. And so when I read books like that, and I said, "Oh, this is from Red West and Sonny West and Dave Hebler. A lot of it's got to be true, then as time goes by and the internet comes in, and you start able to find more research and there's documentaries. Her last word on the subject, the title hints of pity. I had to softly. She didn't leave him softly. From the beginning, she didn't have his best interest in her heart. Val and Olga, smiley face. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got in these pictures. Oh, a couple cool pictures I saw. Can't remember if I've ever seen this one, but what caught me was there's Elvis in his karate outfit, the shoes off, But look at what shoes he wears. He wears the boots like he wears on stage. You would think there would be something up, but that's Elvis, man. That's the king of fashion. Is that it's Marty Lacker behind Linda. I think that's Billy behind Elvis. It's hard to tell. Y'all tell me if you could see it better. Actually, I can go like this. I don't think that is Billy. Y'all let me know. Cool. This from '69. Cool shot. I just love some of these shots like this that are just like, rare. To me, this is kind of rare. I've never seen this before. Okay, and I saw this and I thought, it reminds me of the '80s. '80s hair. The wind never stood a chance. That's got to be Photoshop, but that is freaking hilarious. I remember the bands that had hair like this. What do y'all think? He always looks so happy dressed for karate. Yeah. As long as she has the Presley name and the only remaining Presley still here, she'll make that money. You bring up something that I've always wondered, and I think I remember reading it or I've heard it, but from my understanding, in the divorce, she was supposed to not keep his name. Anybody out there that remembers that, let me know. Aquanet hair, absolutely. I used to have really long hair when I had hair, and my hair is real thick, so I would use Aquanet a lot to kind of keep certain sections, and that hair looks vaguely familiar. Yeah, but let me know if what you think. If anybody remembers that being said about Elvis not wanting her to carry on with his name, or if that's just just some kind of story that was put out there. Billy Smith probably may have a video on it. He's had some really good ones lately on EF. Yeah, Susan. That's the same thing I hear. I heard something about it, but some say he didn't. Don't know. So we got. Oh, let me get back to. I gotta get back to the layers. Where's my photos? Oh, all right. Previous there. Okay. I thought this was a great shot from Charles. I mean, I don't care how he stood, how he moved. He always had that aura about him. Now, a couple good shots from this concert during the Elvis on tour. Now, the next one I've never seen before, and I'm sure the ladies will love it because it's a great angle for y'all. But it's how he used to lay down flat on the stage floor. I've never seen a shot of him with an angle like that. Pretty interesting, huh? I love these pictures. Love Charles. Filmed here in Apache Junction. Just I'd love to go by there and see that. Valerie, I've heard conflicting things about her using the name Presley. Yeah, he did look good with a beard. I don't think outside of Charles growing the beard, I don't remember seeing a picture with him even have a 5 o'clock shadow. The only time is when he was growing the beard. Too funny. Sad 77 how he couldn't move much on the stage always makes me sad. Yeah, when sometimes when I watch those that replay of Elvis in concert, I kind of just listen, because you could tell he was hurting and he trying his best, but tell you what, nothing. Kathleen. Yeah, I kind of figured yeah, I'll come back to it for y'all if you want. There's a great shot from Tupelo. Great stage shot. That's a Polaroid, or I don't even know if they had Polaroids back then. It was probably just a regular camera. Yeah, I seen some photoshopped pictures with him with a shot, but I've never seen him. And there we're back to Olga, um, and with her new shirt, so it looks great. Um, thanks, thank you very much, Olga. She's our pass lady, and I got a package I'm mailing to her tomorrow or Thursday. I'm waiting for. I put a finish on top of her passes to so that they won't get faded or anything, and I want them to dry a few days so they don't get stuck in an envelope or something. Al says that AI says is that Google AI says it's a misconception that Priscilla Presley was unable to use the name. Yeah, when did she change? She did change it to Beaulieu, and then she changed it back. Right, from what I hear, after Vernon died. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Jerry was so mad about that. Yeah, I would too. But he's kind of got a close relationship with her. I'm a huge fan of Jerry's. I gotta cover my mouth. I'm a huge fan of Jerry's. But lately, since the Elvis movie, I've seen him with her a lot, and I don't know if it's just for does they do projects together or what, but I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's none of my business who's you friends with. Interesting how she uses her maiden name on her book cover. Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Did she? Yep, Priscilla Beaulieu Presley. As if nobody's gonna know who she is if they say Priscilla Beaulieu. I do remember that she had that fashion store business that I guess she started with the money she got at the divorce, or maybe just before, but that was down in Hollywood. I can't remember. There was a kind of a catchy name. She sold her name. Can only use Priscilla. Hmm. Can only use Priscilla. I didn't realize you could sell your name. That's interesting. Hmm. But anyway, so on Sunday we're going to go ahead and do an abbreviated. We're going to let it run. We'll go as long as everybody wants to be on. But a little tribute to Wink Martindale, who we all we lost today. For those of you who are just popping in, he passed away yesterday. Now, Biz and Bo, yeah, now I remember. It was a catchy name. Um, Anyway, we're going to do that. We'll have a little discussion more on the book. Cam and I are working on 3 different shows, pop-ups like this, at different time zones. We're right now looking at midnight, like now. We're looking at doing one at 3 a.m. one time, which will cover a lot of the UK in the morning. And then we're going to do a 3 in the afternoon, which will hopefully cover some of the US and some of the UK. But anyway, we want to try to, when we do them, those are going to be the times we do. We got Inside the Studio coming this week. One of the songs is Trouble, and then another one is going to be Stranger in My Own Hometown, with a little special edition of it, one of them, which is what some call the uncensored, some call X-rated, but for those of you who haven't heard it, you know, hopefully, you'll be entertained. But for those of us who have, it's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm missing him too. He's his laughing and getting into this is fun. I'm just I know he's really bummed. He sounded really bummed. In fact, he was so excited about doing the show, he didn't even go to bed. The show started at 6 a.m. his time, and he was afraid he was going to oversleep and not hear my alarm call, and so he stayed awake all night. Yeah. But Yeah, I mean, I told him, I said, if it pops in, if the power kicks back in, just pop in. But I would almost say that that guy's probably just flat out exhausted from being awake so long. Because we did the live chat yesterday or the day before. I've lost track today. This is Wednesday now. But if anybody wants to call in and talk about a few things, I'll run the number across the top. You know, there's two different numbers there to call in. You can call in a WhatsApp if you have WhatsApp, or you can call just standard. Now in the States and Canada, that number is like a normal number. You don't get a fee. But depending upon your package or the service that you have in the UK, you may get charged international fees depending upon what kind of rates you get with your cell phone. Some people don't get a data plan that counts toll free. It counts long distance because some people just don't call this long distance. But WhatsApp is free. It's not one of these apps that throws ads in there and all that. And it's not cool. That's the only way Cam can communicate, because he doesn't have a data plan or nothing like that. So he relies upon WhatsApp. You can do voice messages, you can do text, you can do live video, you can do video like a Zoom back and forth. So it's a great app. And what we're going to do is we're going to build up a group and put everybody in it that's in the WhatsApp application. And then what we'll do is when we do these pop-ups, we're just going to send a message real quick, pop-up coming tonight, in case you're not catching the ones from YouTube that we have. But usually those only pop up 30 minutes before. So we're going to just give everybody the opportunity to know that, we're going live. And then, but we're going to keep this going. We're going to also have the call in on the radio, the live radio concert corner, all the same situation. So we did a test the other day and it worked out really good. Everything came through on both, because I figured out the glitch that I was having was human error. That would be me. Yes, he stayed up. He stayed up all night. I said, "You fool." We talk to each other like that, and he. But yeah, I'm missing him too, because it's fun with him. I just enjoy it more when I got Rich and Cam. TRUBLE is a hard song to sing. I've tried to keep up with him, and I can't do those phrases that he does. It's just too many words into one stanza of music. It's just I can't do it. But other than that, that's mainly what I wanted to get online about. If anybody's got a topic they want to discuss, oh, look at this. Oh, I'm excited. We got Olga calling in. Let me get this situated. Hello, Olga.
Hey, Rick. Hi, everyone.
How you doing? Are you at work right now or no?
I'm at work, but something happened, so the lines are down. So I'm testing this call out
Oh,
to see if
cool.
it'll go through. So I
Yeah.
got my earbuds on and figured I'd try it out.
Yeah. No, you come through loud and clear. Everybody
Good.
in the chat, let me know if you can hear her really good. But yeah, it's like I was talking earlier about this mixing board that I got. It's made for streaming, and it just makes everything much clearer. And now it also allows me to actually plug one of my instruments in there, and I could play the guitar online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
it's got effects and all that, so I can, Cam and I've been trying to figure out how we can get it on there where I can, just throw in a little, little one verse part of a song, or just fiddle around with it.
Oh, nice. I'm like 10 foot away from my phone. My phone's on my work desk, and I'm down the line with my little earbuds, and it's just crystal clear for me, too.
Oh my God, yeah, wow, that's you got a damn
Awesome?
good phone there.
It's my iPhone, but it's about shot.
Yeah,
I've dropped it so many times. I
yeah,
think I got to replace it before I go to Elvis week.
yeah, yeah. That's going to be fun.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I know. I know.
I keep thinking
I
about
know.
it. Oh, that's
I know.
I know. I talked to Rich and Cam about the questions, but anybody online here that may want to
Yeah.
throw in some suggestions for questions, she's going to go. You tell them who you plan on seeing, and we'll if you got the
Yeah. I
time.
plan on going to the EFM questions and answers with the Smiths. So if anybody has a question, they can email you, Rick.
Right.
And I'll take it with me and see what I can do.
Yeah. So we can represent the channel with some questions, and that'll be cool. That'll be really cool.
That will be cool. I know. I can't wait to see Mr. Billy. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe it's happening.
I know. He's one of the people that I love his channel. I love Danny's channel, and he's one of him and Jerry are the two people I'd really, really love to meet. Well, Linda Thompson too, but I'd really like to meet,
I like LT too. Yeah, I do.
I keep telling everybody I'm living vicariously through you with all these concerts and everything. I just,
I know, right?
And now you're going to see AC/DC too, right?
I am, yeah. So I probably won't have a voice either after that
concert. Yeah. No, but
right,
it'll be cool.
I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, well, thanks for calling. That's great.
Yeah, I just wanted to test it out to see how it would work here in the shop. And wow, this is great that I can call sometimes.
You can call, yeah, anytime we're online, just call.
Yeah, it's like if I'm working, because as long as I keep my hands moving, that's all they care about.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
right, thanks, Olga.
Everybody have a good night. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Good night. Very cool. I like that. Okay, let me catch up on the comments here, guys. Won't buy. Susan won't buy it either. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm giving everybody advice that don't buy it, and just in the sake of not giving her the revenue. But it's everybody's choice, obviously. Probably should be discussed to see if boy, I'm way behind, aren't I? Let me work this way, Larry. The faster the song, well, the faster the song was, the more Elvis liked it. If there was an air pocket at a song, he would fill it. He couldn't stop singing. Yeah, so true. So true. WhatsApp. She called on WhatsApp. Very cool. The faster the song, I'm trying to figure out how to use WhatsApp. Have you got it installed, Kathleen? On your phone, or you can install it on your computer too. You can use it on your computer. It's perfect. I mean, you technically don't even need very cool. Here we go. I'm loving this. Hello.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
I accept. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, it's Susan.
Well, hey, Susan.
I'm on the Google.
Yeah, I saw that came through.
You?
Good. You're coming through very clear. I'm loving this.
Wonderful. And I have a cheap phone.
Well, you know what? Cheap phones are just as good anymore, unless you're really into a lot of the apps and all that. You just need a regular phone. I'm one of these techie, these what do you call them? The junkies who has to have all the new technology. But that's just the way I am. I've always been that way. So cool. I'm glad you called in. So you think we should go ahead and discuss the book? I should go ahead and discuss it. I think it'd be a pretty good, thing, and not that nobody really has to read the book.
Just to know what she's going to say about him and how she's going to, talk about her life and how it involves him. I would like to kind of know what she says, just to be able to have something if people talk about it, to have comebacks and give them the right answers if she's wrong too.
Right. Yeah. At least it's not a real long book, so I don't have to give it a whole lot of time to read it. But I'm getting the paperback in. I'm going to mark that sucker up, and then we'll have a discussion right after it comes out, and just highlight the stuff that I think is BS, or some of the things that could be true. It'd be great for discussion. Nobody necessarily needs to read it if I'm going to do that, but everybody's got the right to buy the book. Yeah, Lori, I'm sorely missing Cam. He just gives such an energy to this whole thing, you know. I like doing this, but I remember when I first started this, it was just me, but it just made a world of difference. And Cam, I would imagine he finally fell asleep. He was tired, but he was pumped. Never went to sleep last night. He's funny. So Kathleen, I don't, yeah, if you I hope you figure that out. Once you get it in, it's pretty simple. It's almost like a messenger. It's almost got a layout just like Messenger. You have on the top where you can, do a chat with somebody, and you can chat back and forth either by little voice messages or video. Cam and I get on video with each other, and we even eat lunch or sometimes, meals at the same time. So we're eating and we're talking. Well, we talk for 2 or 3 hours. He's definitely a talker, and everybody knows that I'm a talker. So that's how it is, But I'll be glad to have him back. We're doing the inside the studio, so we'll have a good one this week. It's going to be good. And then because I mentioned TROUBLE, we're going to do Stranger in My Own Hometown and I've added in the uncensored X-rated version. Nobody can be on this if you're under 18. Just to let you know. Rick, you do a great job too, but together that's the thing. Cam surprised. I surprised them with something, and Cam surprised me. But he's on his buttons, ready to hit those sound effects, and he's just got some great. Yeah, you're right. We're kind of an Abbott and Costello thing, but yeah, Kathleen, you'll love it. Chatterboxes, yeah, that's us. I have a little note here stuck on my computer because I have a real bad habit of talking when they're trying to start to say something, I don't hear it. And so what I put on there is it says let them talk. It's just a reminder for me to shut up for a minute. Because when I always replay everything back to see how it came through. And when I do that, I'm seeing myself talking while they're trying to say something, but for some reason it's probably my voice drowning them out and I don't hear them. And then when I stop, so we all try to have an equal share with it, and we got a great relationship. Let's see, CCAT. What's this? Olga, I'd like to know more about Jerry and Lisa's relationship, his thoughts and feelings on it, timeline, time, or holidays, activities shared together as she was growing up. Yeah, we'll put that. You should put that on the list. But this is the first time we've ever done something. I've done something like this in anything, and it's really adventuresome and it's exciting, and I've put the offer out there to give somebody else the opportunity to do it too, if when they go to Graceland, or if you're in the UK and you go to Evolution. I'm going to really be interested on how that turns out with all the issues with them having to keep delaying and all the technical. I don't think it's coming through like they made the promise for this grand experience that you're going to feel. And I just want to. I'm hoping I get somebody to kind of report in afterward to say, it really sucked, or it was really good. But if anybody is interested, and you're going to go to Graceland at some time, and you just want to give some little quick video reports, or come on live, or whatever you want to do, or if you want to try to get I'll send you a pass too. I'll make a pass if you're going to go to one where they're going to have a bunch of events, and maybe you can get in and talk to somebody. But anyways, it's fun. And Olga's gonna give us some great feedback from down there. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. Let's see. Let me get back to the layers here. So, went through all the photos. And of course, the book that we're reviewing right now is The Last Train to Memphis. And I think I pretty much covered what I wanted to talk about. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, I must have not disconnected earlier from Susan. I'd like to know more about it. I was considering going to the Evolution when it comes to Vegas. Yeah, that'll be cool. I bet you it'll do a good turnout there. Of course, it's I would say by the time it gets to Vegas and they've gone through the first premiere and all that, they'll have all the kinks and everything worked out. It's unfortunate that they're doing that in the UK, because I think the UK deserves to have it first, due to the fact, Elvis never got over there. That's just my opinion, but that is coffee in my Elvis coffee mug with the guitar handle. It's really cool. So we're going to have some interesting discussions coming up, because the two topics are very controversial, is the word I've been trying to think of. We're going to be talking a lot about the Colonel after 𝐉𝐞𝐰𝐞𝐥𝐿 book comes out. And then, of course, we're going to have the episode where we discuss the book. That's all I'll call it. It's just annoying because it feels like Priscilla's trying to get the last word again. She's not truthful, in my opinion. That's kind of my impression too. That I think it's a rebuttal. I think it's an answer back to Lisa Marie's book, and because she's going to talk about Lisa Marie's book was primarily about from the time Elvis died. She did some great stories of when she was a kid and all that, and built that up. But her book was primarily, the life after Elvis passed. And that's going to be the same time period as Priscilla's book. So that's where I find it's going to be a lot of controversy or rebuttals, or, hopefully all the kinks are, I know that, when Elvis opened up the International Hotel in 1969, well, he didn't open it up. It was Barbra Streisand. But Elvis was offered to open it up, and they said no. And they were smart, because there would be technical difficulties in the first artist that plays. And they had a lot of technical difficulties. So they got them all worked out, because, being somebody that when I've played gigs and stuff like that a long time ago, anytime I had a technical issue, it just ruined the whole night. And Elvis starting back into playing again, and had to have that, it would have set a whole different tone. Let's see. I'd be interested in Priscilla Presley's new book. Definitely what she's written about LMP, and to what extent, if at all, Scientology is mentioned. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the paperback. I think it's only $15 or something. I don't even think. Let me look. I don't even think it's on Amazon. They're selling it on Amazon. I'll look here real quick. Priscilla Presley new book. Nope. They're not selling it. They're not selling it on Amazon, which is where I usually. Oh, Lisa's book is down to $16. You can get it on audio for free, or if you have the Audible membership. But $16 for the hard copy. Just to let everybody know, here in the States, I don't know what it is, international. Thanks, 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐿. Yeah, Val, like she had to have the last word over Lisa. I don't think we necessarily needed another book from her. No. You guys know I don't discuss much about her, and I really debated. Cam and I talked about it a while today, and because he didn't know there was a book, so I just told him about it. When I told him the title, it infuriated him, because she's naming a book after one of the songs that he loved to play. All the other hologram concerts have had great reviews from the fans. Where's the peep on Scientology? I'd say it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, the one thing I know about this hologram thing with evolution is, I've seen some really good hologram stuff on TV. I've never seen it live, but it looks really good. But I'm curious to see how they're going to make it work with the interaction where people are walking around and all that. You know, I think that's kind of a first of its kind when they're doing this walkthrough, this experience the life like Elvis, and kind of a virtual reality thing. They may even be wearing, I don't know, those goggles, the virtual VR. You know what I mean. Oh, I've got a question for Billy, but you'd probably get kicked out. Oh no, let's not do that to her. Yeah, email me your questions or put them in the comments, but it'd probably be easier if you can to email me, because that way I could put them all together, and because I have to come back and review this. But my email address is all Elvis-A, the number 2 Z at gmail.com. It's really easy to remember, all Elvis A to Z, but just remember it's the number 2 instead of the little dash or TO or whatever. So email me your questions and I will put them all together. Cam and I and Rich are going to have a few questions, got to spread out for other people in the event that she can get in and talk to somebody else. That'd be fun. Excited for her. That is going. Yeah. I know she's excited. I went to see the Marilyn Monroe statue in Palm Springs. I found Elvis's star. It's in the main intersection of town next to Frank Sinatra. Does anyone know if he was alive at that time when they put the star down? You know what? That's in Palm Springs, right? Is that what she said? Yeah, Palm Springs. Let's see. Elvis's star in Palm Springs. Okay, they talk about it. Elvis had a significant question. And having a star on Walk of Stars. Well, it doesn't say when, but it doesn't let me do a search on their site. Anyway, that'd be a good question. I'll try to find that. Actually, you know what I should have done was just said, when was the star? When was Elvis star in Palm Springs installed? That AI is pretty good at answering questions. The Elvis Presley statue in Palm Springs was not installed on the Palm Springs Walk of Stars, which is located. That was installed in 2021. Okay. That's not telling me the date. And that's going to take me right back where I don't want to go. Elvis Presley. Where's it at? Okay, that's stupid. It just gives me the month and the day, not the year. All right, so yeah, that's a good question. How is the statue of Marilyn? I like Marilyn's movies. They were really good. The one with Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis is hilarious when they're dressed. I think it's Some Like It Hot or Gentlemen. Yeah, I think it's Some Like It Hot. It's taking me to Google Maps. Yeah, it was 103 degrees, and I could. Oh, you know what? I want to share something. This is really cool, and I think it was Lori that told me about this, and this is really cool. So, Southern California, close to San Diego, had an earthquake yesterday. I think it was. I lost track. It's Wednesday, maybe Monday, but it was registered a little. First they said 6.1, but it was down to 5.2 when they. So what I want to do is, this is really cool. You know, when I lived in California back in 1971, there was an earthquake. I can't remember what they called it, the Selmar earthquake, maybe it was February of 71. I'll never forget it. I was 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. And I remember laying in my bed. I was getting ready. Oh, thank you. Wow, that's a lot of bottles. So I remember laying in my bed at 6 a.m. and all I could start hearing all the dogs barking in the neighborhood. And we knew that was kind of a foresight of an earthquake coming, because we'd experienced some other ones before, tremors and all that. And so I'm laying in my bed, and the earthquake, they tell you to get up and stand up in the doorway. So once the shaking started, I went and stood up in the doorway in the kitchen, and I'm watching the water flop in the aquarium and fish being thrown in the sink. And once it stopped, I got over there and put them back in the aquarium. And my brother, who was 2 years old, maybe a little bit. No, I had to be younger than that. He was born in 1969, so he was 2 years old. And his bed, he still had kind of a crib bed, and he was in my room, and the earthquake, his bed was bouncing around the room, and never woke him up. It's funny. Anyways, I want to share this video. It's really, really cool. If I can find it. Okay, I'm going to put that up. This is the elephants at the zoo. I guess it's the San Diego Zoo. This is what they did and it's really interesting. This is what they did at the earthquake. It's about 31 seconds long. No, there's no volume. See, they're all gathered around in a circle to protect the younger ones. That's all natural instinct. Isn't that amazing? It's just so cool to see. March 20. Elvis Presley was added to the Palm Springs in 1998. His statue was erected following his death. 1902, March 27th. They opened the Walk of Stars in 92. 2 different years already. Yeah, I never really 100% trust Google. That's why I go down different tabs, different results. But it was after his death. Hopefully they don't damage that one like they did up in Hollywood, and they had to go, someone. I think, who was it? Paul Gansky. One of y'all here had him go out, and they cleaned it all up. I don't understand why they do that. Amazing, right? Animal instinct. They just got an instinct about it. It's like you see these stories where the dogs have actually detected whether their owner has cancer or is sick before they even know that it happens. It's really interesting. So, anybody else have any comments before we end it? I'm sure we'd go a lot longer if we had Cam here, but we've got an hour here. I brought up the book and I talked about 𝐉𝐞𝐻. We're going to do a special thing about 𝐉𝐞𝐻 on Sunday. Kind of highlight some of his clips with Elvis and just talk about his career. And then I'm going to go ahead and upload the Elvis Presley story, and I'm going to do them in different times, so you'll be able to listen to them on the radio if you want to hear them at certain times. But I'm also going to take them and put them on YouTube so you can hear them anytime you want. It's a 13-part, great, it's an hour each. It's a great series. Some things in it are a little, not accurate, but it's not like salacious or controversial. It's just, at that time, the first biography of Elvis came out that month. The first really good biography called Elvis by Jerry Hopkins. So it was all coincided with that. Life magazine did, or it was a Life or Look magazine did a feature on him. Hey, buddy. Hey. Got my fur buddy here. I don't know if the other one's in here. Oh, here, you want a treat here? It's 1 a.m. here. Nope, I guess not. How'd you get around there? There you go. Oh, you can't get through there, can you? Because I've got... Is that better? Sorry, guys. I gotta give my treat to my buddy. Where'd you go? You get by? There you... Bye. Oh, here you go. Got it? Yeah, he's happy now. That's my Finnegan. He's the older of the two we got. He's 1.5 years, and they're brother and sister, and she's 6 months old. Do you know what happened to Brent's Facebook page? Yeah, I got an email from him about it, but it's been deleted by Facebook. You know, I in the aspect of bringing up the situation, the whole deal with Louis and all that. Back when that all started with Louis and me, he had gotten a copyright strike, which we never knew until 90 days later, for sitting and reading Sally Hodell's book. And Brent told Sally that he was doing that, and that's how he got the strike. Well, what happened is when you got 90 days if you don't have any more events, that goes off. Or if you don't have 3. When you have 3 strikes all in one time period, your channel's gone. Brent is another creator. He's got Elvis Nation. That's his YouTube channel, Elvis Nation, and he does a lot of premieres and he's got like a music show. It's really good. So anyway, what happened was when that 90-day copy strike come out, he really went off on me, and he was going off on Kyle with EP Fan Archive. Well, he was going off on me because he thought it was me that told Sally, because I had just done the interview with Sally, and we talked about his channel for a second about how much trash it was. So he thought it was me that done it, and I didn't even know he had the strike until after he started that, 3 months later. So what happened is Brent outed himself as the one who did it, and what he thinks is, in some means, somebody made a complaint about the channel saying, it's copy. He's ignoring copyright, and that he's pretending like he's Elvis on his channel. And they did a review, and he wound up losing the whole group on Facebook, and that's what happened. Shitty. The guy's an asshole. That he's just a flat out piece of shit, and that's my opinion. He's I haven't, since I did my video that night on taking the trash out. I don't know what he's doing. Some people tell me that he's like kind of calmed down, but he got another strike too for using somebody else's material. So I don't need the aggravation or the heartburn from him. He did me pretty wrong, so I went back after him, and it just turned into a tit for tat thing. And I took the trash out. I comment every once in a while, like right now, but I don't need medication, to deal with him. I just need my coffee. Nothing in it, just coffee, creamer, and a little vanilla flavoring. His henchwoman is a real piece. Yeah. Kyle gave me a little bit of advice of who to avoid with that, and then you've got, and that whole thing just created the deal with Heavenly Presley, which kind of really upsets me because I was a fan of her channel, and she never really was a controversial type of person. And when Louis claimed that I was drunk during my live chat because I made the remark that I'm wasted at the end, which I meant, and I clarified it right then too, I just said, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I need to eat something. I'm just wasted. That was the comment. Well, he went around saying that I was drunk the whole show. And then, of course, Heavenly Presley comes out and makes the comment, and it's still there, that I'm always drunk on all my shows. I don't, I have a little bit of wine during some of the shows, and that's it, just to kind of relax me. But last time I was drunk was 20 years ago. Or I wouldn't even say drunk. I just, had too much to drink. Undrivable. Did he get another strike, Rick? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not for sure who. I'm pretty sure I know who gave it to him. But if I did know, I really wouldn't want to. I really wouldn't want to ignore his privacy on that. If he wants to tell, he can. But I'm pretty sure I know. Him and I were talking back and forth for a little bit, and during that time, because he was hitting him and me at the same time, and he was hitting us hard, talking about my weight and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I think that's what I heard him say, Val. His henchwoman, yeah. Isn't that Amy? Is that who the henchwoman is? I know he's got some others in his group, but you know what? I saw something here earlier. Let me get back to the comments. Damn, I wish Cam was here. According to Shauna, they called her workplace. Huh? What? I mean, I'm not a fan of Shauna's, but at least she doesn't do what Louie does. But I put out a video to kind of defend her on a remark Louie made. It's the last video I put out. So, I don't know. CCAC, fill me in a little bit more. According to Shauna, they called her workplace, Shauna's workplace. What about Brent? That's an interesting. And the mystery grows. Man, I look tired. No, not Amy. I'm going to say her name. I'm not going to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just don't want to. Yeah, I'm with you, Val. I'm kind of curious. According to Shauna, now you got my curiosity up on that one. Huh. Oh, you know what else? Do I have that? Let me see here. This is something else. I got to find the picture here. Tonight, I put together a bunch of stuff for tonight. There it is. Okay, so screenshot. Let me do this. Graceland. So, Steve talked about this. I didn't see Steve's last week, but this was the picture he had. And I don't know. Let me see, add another layer. Media. Let me see if I did. Yeah, I did upload it. So, I've heard talk. Some of it I don't believe, or some of them it sounds like it comes from somewhat reliable sources, that they're talking about opening up the upstairs, not his bedroom, but upstairs to go through Lisa's room and all that. I see a lot of comments that say, well, the stairs will never handle it and all that. Well, first of all, the people that are going up there, they would not all be going up there at the same time for obvious reasons. And they would obviously control the flow of traffic up there. But what do y'all think? I would love to see Lisa's room. I would love to see that in other parts. I don't, I like seeing some of the pictures of Elvis's room, but I don't think I want to go up there. I really don't. What do y'all think? Good. I hope if he gets 2 more strikes. I tried to give him a strike a few times. He used my videos in his thing, but you have some guidelines. If you're doing a review of a video, you can review things and discuss things, but you can't just play a video. He did, but they didn't give him a strike. Good. Right. She did a video of it accusing her of inappropriate behavior with others at the school she worked. People called Shauna's workplace and claimed she was having sex with. Oh my God. Shauna has a new job now. This is from. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not a fan of her channel. Okay, I don't follow it. But she's got every right to do what she does, and she, between her and Louie, she's respectable. I think people spend too much time on a channel about Priscilla, and if you're going to have an Elvis channel, I think you got to cover more material. But I don't watch all her videos, but the ones that I see that are come up and pop up in my, my page, it's always about Lisa and the lawsuit Priscilla and the lawsuit that's going on. It's crazy. I don't want to enter his sacred place. That's my exact feeling. I would never. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. When my father passed away, I couldn't go look at him because I want to remember him the way I saw him last. Correct, Chillin. Shauna said in a video that someone called the police. She works a school. She said she was involved with minor. Oh my God, I vote against opening it upstairs. Yep, me too. Read my 2 comments about Marilyn from a few minutes ago. Okay. Let me go back here. Read my. Who's that? Oh, Lori. Sorry. It's 1:15 in the morning. I'm not exactly. This is when I need Cam. I need Cam all the time. It's here somewhere. The Maryland statue was very tall. It was moved due to indecency. She is posing in her white dress, blowing up. Oh, give me a break. There's posters of that. There's all kinds of. You see the movie, and they're calling that indecent in Palm Springs. Let me see. You said there was a couple comments, Lori. I'll go a little bit further back. I think that's probably the comment you're talking about. Crazy. 3 stories. Good. Read my comments about Maryland from a few minutes ago. Let me hear. Let's do this, Lori. Oh, I could do a search. Wow. It's probably 3 stories tall because Steve. Huh? The statue's 3 stories tall? Is that? Oh my God, really? That's 30 feet. Each story is about 10 feet. Oh my God, that's freaking huge. But it's decent. Wow. Wow, I can't. That had to be a cool sight to see. Man. And so the vote from everybody so far has been do not open. I've seen my mom's bedroom since she passed in 2021. Never opened the upstairs. Yeah. I agree. You've seen these people where they try to sneak up there, and I think when that place is open, they should have an attendant standing at those steps, because every time I've been there, there's never been an attendant standing there. Of course, it's been got here in 2013, 10 years since I've actually toured through Graceland. I've driven by it a few times. Your mom passed in 20. Oh, that's just. Yeah, see, my mom passed in 22, 23. Yep, Val, same thing. Do not open the upstairs. They can make a mock-up room that looks like Lisa's room, so everybody knows this is what Lisa's room looks like. But Elvis's birthplace in Tupelo is a mock-up. It's not the original furniture, and they've moved it from the original location, but it's still cool to see that being the house. John says, "Oh my gosh, I just Google imaged him." All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna upload a picture. That's cool. Maryland. Monroe statue in Palm Springs. Holy crap. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to upload this picture for those of you who haven't seen it. Save as Maryland. I'll save it on there. All right. I am uploading it as we speak. Palm Springs. I don't need that. All right. Layer. Add to layer. I love this program. So cool. Oh, guys, man, this is. If you haven't seen it, here it is. Look at that freaking. Oh, well, that's kind of distorted. I need to put. Look at the size of that thing. You're right, Lori. That's huge. That's about 3 stories tall. Look at the person right next to it on the left. Look at the guy down in front. Looks like he's bowing down or looking up her skirt. I got them in mind. Jesus. How big of a significance does she have with Palm Springs? I don't know much about her life. Holy crap. What do we got here? Yeah, Lori said, I don't want to see Elvis's room. It's too much a curiosity. It should be private. Yep. Yep. What there? I've caught up to there. The guys must like walking under her statue, laughing out loud. Yeah, I can hear Cam laughing right now. Yeah, I wish. Once again, I still wish he had made it. He'll watch the replay, and he'll. You know what's nice? He's gonna watch the replay. And it's gonna make him feel good to know everybody, was asking, was missing him, and that'll make it. That's awesome. That's the best thing people can do. Well, I never saw that statue for children laughing out loud. So, we'll be doing more of these, obviously. Hopefully he gets his power on by morning. It stays pretty warm there, so he doesn't have his fan going. But he's got a lot of ideas of what we're going to do with this channel. We're going to keep evolving and doing different things, like with Olga going out and with the radio station. We absolutely are not. We're always wanting to improve or add. We don't want to get into a stale situation where it's the same stuff every week. That's why we added the book review. And this week we're going to mainly do just a little tribute to Wink Martindale. We'll do some trivia and then we'll discuss the book. I know some people probably have family stuff going on Easter. Some don't. We don't. Here because my wife usually works. It's a good day. Works at the restaurant, so it's a good day for her to go to work. And it's just her and I anyway. So, Cam, did you get called to the principal's office again? I got to make sure he reads all the comments. That's funny, Valerie. Yeah, I added a couple. He always sends me out to look for little audio clips. So we the other day we added one that Val had suggested. Here, this one. That's loud. I love that. That is so legendary. And then if you haven't seen Aliens, you probably won't really fully appreciate this one I downloaded. But Aliens, the number 2 one, is my favorite movie of all those alien movies. I'm not a big science fiction fan, but there's some movies that I really like. Well, like Aliens. And anyway, there's a scene in the movie where Bill Paxton, the actor, great actor. He had some series and great movies. He was in Weird Science, I think it was, and Tombstone, He's just a great actor. I think most everybody know who he is. There's a scene in the movie where they just got through having a big battle with the aliens, and they're discussing what they're going to do. And this is his comment. Maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events. I'm going to have to play it again. Kicked, pal. I'm going to play it again. I got to turn the volume up on that one. All right, here we go. Hey, maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal. It's a great line in the movie. But anyway, you know, Cam keeps the creativity going, and him and I are going to be working on. He had an idea today. Him and I are going to be working here real soon on songwriting. He's good at he's telling me he's really good at the lyrics, and I'm real good at writing the music. So we're going to do a few collaborations. So we'll see how that goes, because I got the studio. We can do all the recording. I can have him record his parts there. And that's what's cool about all this. And then I'll mix it in. I bought candy-filled plastic eggs for $3. Can't get Easter eggs too expensive now. Yeah, that's true. I watch X-Files. I can't tell you how many times I've binge watched all those. Back before they did the streaming, my wife was buying me the box sets each time a new season would come out. So I had all those. What the hell? I got something stuck in my leg. I had all the box sets, and of course, when the streaming come out, you're not gonna pull them out. I don't know the last time I actually put a DVD in to watch anything. I will hit up the Dollar General. Elvis is mentioned on. Yeah, he is. He's brought up a few times. Fox Mulder is a Elvis fan. Such a great series, really. Loved watching those. Let's see where we at, guys. Maybe it's Sinatra, Elvis, Marilyn are the three main stars all over town. She lived here. Oh, okay. I didn't know she lived there. I know Elvis did, of course. Frank Sinatra. I didn't know that. I thought she was Hollywood. Of course, Palm Springs isn't really that far from Hollywood. What, a couple hours maybe, Lori? I think is the distance. I remember we used to go out to, you probably know this area, Apple Valley, and we'd go to Roy Rogers Ranch where he had his horse and his dog and all that stuffed in on display, and we saw that stuff. I always thought it was a little creepy when I went there as a kid. But a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff out there to go visit. All right, Val, you need to watch the Sean Ryan show videos of real CIA, blah, blah, talking about UFOs, mind reading, teleporting. Supposedly there's evidence of aliens. I don't know. It always comes up. UFOs. Well, UFO is just an unidentified, could be anything. Mind reading, teleporting. I don't believe in teleporting. Not for sure about mind reading. I know the mind has some really interesting. Yeah, 100 miles to LA, 2 hours. Yeah, Kathleen, what'd you think of it? It was actually pretty cool, And then he tried for years to get the approval to have him stuffed and put on the horse. I think the horse was Trigger, and we're not gonna do that. That's nuts. And Elvis once got into teleporting. Really? Elvis once got into teleporting. That's an interesting thought. I never heard that. Don't remember ever reading that, but you never know. He did read a lot of books. A lot. He read all. Cam sent me the link. He uploaded it to my Google Drive, and he's The Prophet, which is one of the books that Elvis used to read. And then there was another one, The Shroud of Turin. And, he read everything. And of course he loved Peter Sellers movies and Peter Sellers and all those. Rick, do you have Elvis vinyl? I have lots of Elvis vinyl. Yeah. I keep meaning to share them. I'm been clearing my room out here a little bit, so I got to get to them, the rack. But I've got quite a bit of Elvis vinyl. A lot of it got damaged over the years from all the moving, but there's still a lot of good ones, good quality. Like I got a couple copies of the blue vinyl, Moody Blue, that came out. They have the original issues. And then I got the other one that came out with a standard, just a standard blue, orange label. And International, the double album of Elvis, 1969 International, and then Back to Memphis, yeah, the second half of from Elvis in Memphis. He was open-minded and curious, yeah. Also in personal life. Yeah, people just don't give him credit for having intelligence and having that curiosity. They want to make him out to be a recluse, some dumb hillbilly, or but people don't realize how freaking intelligent he was. I had all of them and sold them for $12,000. Good. Nice. But that was hard to let go. Geez, Dan. Yeah, the cat says, geez, Dan. Yeah, that would have been hard. That'd be hard to let go of those. I got, like my Elvis albums that are the originals. I probably got 20 or 30 of the originals. Some of them are, like I said, a little damaged. I got the second Elvis album. I don't have an original of the first one, but I got original of the second one. Elvis is Back, and bunch of different ones. So I've kept them. A lot of them I got from my dad when he passed away. He had them all. I had no choice, bills to pay. Yeah, I can really appreciate that. So it sounds like it really helped you out. So anyway, I think we covered some topics. We really got in depth on a lot of stuff yesterday. We went a couple hours, but Cam helps that out. He's very thought. He brings out some really thought provoking ideas and thoughts. He knows a lot. He knows a lot about Elvis. So he'll be back. But today you got me, and this has been fun. We got a couple of people called in. That was great. Came through beautifully. That makes me happy. And it's going to be the same thing on the radio station, all the same thing. So hopefully we'll be able to get somebody else call in, and we'll have some chats and play some requests and, have some fun. Because the cool thing is anything I have on my phone, like if I go to Elvis music, I'm not going to play much because I'll get, actually I was playing that one earlier. Let's see, library. Recently played. Let's see, where's my Elvis library? Artists. So I can play anything, anything through here. I'm looking for my other one I love to play, the live concert at Memphis. How many of y'all like that live concert at Memphis '74? Great album. Great covers of Lottie Miss Claudie albums. Download. There we go. So I think this should come through. Let's see. Let's do this. I'm going to just play a second of it because I don't want to get knocked off. Can y'all hear that? Okay, I'm stopping it because I don't want to get knocked off. Let me know if it came through pretty good. That'll let me know because I can download some stuff on there that I can use outside of this program too. Right. Thanks for the midnight live. You're welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yep, can hear. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to close it out. I'm going to get some rest and then catch up with Cam tomorrow. We're going to do it again this week. We may do another midnight one like this with Cam, and then we're going to do we'll do a 3 a.m. and a 3 p.m. That's Eastern Daylight Time. They're voting now to get rid of it here in the States as Eastern. All this time change. I don't know what's going to happen. To me, I'd rather just keep it the same, but there's people that like it because they get more daylight for for work and all that good stuff, which makes sense. But Tennessee experienced a population explosion. It came through great. Oh, okay. I do have the 4 LP set of the Memphis 70. Yeah, that's what that. Yeah, I got that. It's great. That's an awesome one. So anyway, we'll have Cam next time. I appreciate, for those of you that want to call in or even communicate, make requests for stuff, you can message me anytime you want on the WhatsApp. I don't care, when you do. I'll take the message for a request if you want us to do something when we're on the radio show, or a request for our Inside the Studio. So we've got TROUBLE, we got Stranger in My Hometown, and we're pulling one from one of the movies in the 60s. We're probably going to do one from Viva Las Vegas. I need someone to lean on. A lot of takes, so it'll be an interesting one. I think we're going to do that one if it comes through all right. But anyway, when we do so if you got a request for songs, I've got a few requests already that I'm adding too. But Michael Reichel is going to be a guest pretty soon. But we're going to continue going. We're having fun doing it. Everybody have a good day or a good night. And thanks, Brenda. I appreciate that. I feel I feel like it was a lot better than what I was expecting without Cam. But he'll be back. I kind of feel like I lost an arm during the show. I didn't get newsletter. Can you give email? Yeah. Anybody get? I emailed a newsletter. I wonder if it went out right. Okay, here's my email address right there. I don't know why that does that way. Hold on a second. Banner. Create a banner. All Elvis A-Z at gmail.com. I gotta stop that stupid ticker thing. All right, so that's going hide. Okay, and then my new one. Where'd it go? I didn't save it. What a dumbass. See, this is when I need Cam. Oh, there it is. That's the email address. All Elvis A-Z at gmail.com. Email me. I'll find out what, if you didn't get the newsletter and you subscribe for it, let me know. It's the first time I've sent one out. I may have done it wrong. I do it from my webpage where you can make a request for it, and it's the first time I've tried it. So hopefully I'll get it out. Happy Wednesday. Let's see. Take that off real quick. I agree. Great group on here. Sleepy LA. Sleep tight and don't. Yeah. Happy to have friends to chat with, including you, Rick. Thank you, Kathleen. Teddy bear is cute. No, thank you all very much. I love doing this. So one more time, here's the email address. Anytime, any request, or you just want to chat. I got people that send me. I love getting the emails from people. Suggestions for the channel or what things. I've gotten some really good suggestions. As far as like the webpage and the channel, or something to talk about or whatever. It's all open. So everybody have a good day, night, morning, whatever it is for your situation. I thank everybody for joining us. And you didn't get it either. Okay, I'm going to work on that and find out what happened. I may just start creating it a different way and send it just straight through All Elvis A-Z instead of from the webpage. But but we'll get it. You'll have the first issue by the end of the week. Thank you. Have a good night. Adios.